Hello there, this is Bill Tainter, and I want to introduce you to a tool that I've developed called Chart Trader. It is an expert advisor that we use to enter and fully manage trades directly off your charts. So I'm going to go through a quick demonstration, talk through some of the different nuances and how Chart Trader works. This is a blank chart, and I'll show you how we got there. In the MetaTrader world, there's just a couple of basic things that we need to set up. Number one, we need to go to Tools, go to Options, and we need to go under the Objects tab first, and make sure you do this. This just makes your life better. Select objects by a single mouse click. Do that. Check that box. And we're going to use that function to select the different objects on the chart. I'll show you. Now, under Expert Advisor tab, you may have a different combination of these checkboxes, but you want to make sure that this matches. You want these far left boxes checked, and you want to uncheck any of these under or these lower level checkboxes, okay? Just set up the Expert Advisor tab properties to match this dialog box. 4 on the left, the sub boxes are not checked. Then when that's done, just simply click OK. That's it. Once you've installed MetaTrader and set up those two options, that's all you really need for Chart Trader to work on that platform. So here's how we set up a new chart. File, New Chart. Let's pick the Euro US dollar. Now, Chart Trader is actually an expert advisor, and you'll see it in the Navigator tab. When you open up the Navigator, you'll see it here under Expert Advisors. We have two expert advisors we've developed, Chart Trader and C4 Sniper. Okay, so that's where you'll find it, but we've got it in a template that I'll show you that fully loads for us as a part of that template. So I just right click a chart and I click Template, select FTT Chart Trader. In this example, it stands for Fast Track Chart Trader. Now, expert advisors have a couple of nuances about them that you have to be aware of. I'm going to change the periodicity, the time frame, just down to 15 minutes. Okay, couple things. Expert advisors only work when the price changes. So did you see how it didn't show up until the price moved? Now, up in the top left, let's go up here, you'll see Chart Trader. You'll see a version number and a couple of different features. Now let's go to the right corner. Over here, this is what we call the dashboard. Okay? You'll have three main objects to deal with. This is where you benefit from setting the select by a single click. Watch, you go to the last letter of these words and you click on it to select these objects. This is how we have heads-up trading. We trade directly off the charts. And so here's what we do. We select these objects and we trade off these objects. So what you're going to see are three options. Move to buy and sell will actually place a buy, and it'll place a sell pending orders. So Chart Trader is used to park pending orders. If you just move to buy, it'll just set up a pending buy order. If you move to sell, it'll set up a pending sell order. This is the dashboard, and here's where you'll see the references to the 4 key objects of the buy order, and here are the 4 key objects referencing the sell order. Now let's move to the lines. When you trade with Chart Trader and you apply the template, it just simply drops these objects onto the chart. There's no scientific strategy or anything about the placement of lines. It just gets you started. And here are the key elements. There is a buy entry line. There is a buy take profit 1. And then there is a buy take profit 2. And then down here, this thin green line is the buy stop loss line. Now, when you move these objects, you'll see that when the price changes, this dashboard tells you the prices the lines are at. Now let's look at the sell. Here's the sell stop loss. Here is the sell entry. Now if you take the price, put your mouse over here and you just click and drag down, see it scrunches the chart. And here is the sell take profit 1, and here's the sell take profit 2. So when you apply the template, it automatically gives you these objects to work with. Okay? Step 1 for you is to position the lines and set up your trade, your entry, your stop loss, and your take profits, however you want. Then step 2 is you move to buy or you're going to move to sell. Traditionally, in what we're teaching with the Fast Track Trader system, is we're not doing any bracket orders of buying and selling. It is a feature, it's there, but we're not going to use that, or we're not going to focus on that for what we're teaching here. So all you do, this is a very general overview of this teaching. Now watch. I position my lines, and then I'm going to say, move to buy. So I just say I'm going to set up a buy order. I position my lines, and then watch. I've got it selected, and then I just move this. And as soon as I move this, it's going to park a pending order here. Now let me open up the terminal and be ready to show you the pending order. Alright, so watch down here. It's going to add it below this gray bar. These are pending orders. These are active, filled, or working orders are above the gray bar. That's your balance. Okay, above that is working orders. Below the gray bar are pending orders. That's just basic MetaTrader. Okay, so now watch. I'm going to go up to the right and I'm going to move to buy. I'm going to click it to select it, and I'm going to just move it. You just got to move it a little bit. You don't have to move it very far. Now, it won't do anything until the price changes. So the next time the price changes, down here, watch, you'll see there it changed. It takes a second, boom, and there it is. Euro, US dollar. Now look at this. Do you see the price is 36.01? And do you see the stop loss, 35.73? Let's go up to the dashboard. Entry, 36.01. Stop loss, 35.73. Now watch. You can actually, on a pending order, you can move the entry, and it, see that? Next price, it moved, and now it's 36.07. If you move the stop loss line, let me show you. If I move the stop loss line, watch, the next time price changes, it'll move the stop loss. It modifies the MetaTrader orders for us behind the scene. There it is. It's done. So you and I trade heads up on the chart, moving these objects. This tells us the ticket number. It's a buy stop, how many lots, take profit 1 and 2 prices, the entry, the stop loss. Once it fills, once price touches that order, fills, it'll report to us the gain, how many pips to the take profit, how many pips to the stop loss, that kind of thing. Okay? And so that is the basics. You apply the template, you position the lines for your trade, and then you simply move to buy or move to sell. The next time the price changes, it'll fill in that order for you, and that's it's a pending order. Until price touches that order will sit there and wait. Now you can cancel that order at any time. That's your call. You decide when you want to do that. Now, this is one of the nuances of an expert advisor you have to be aware of. This is a caution. If I change the time frame of this chart, I will lose this order. Now here's a little trick I'm going to show you. I'm going to actually select this object. I'm going to go into the label properties, and I'm going to highlight this order. I'm going to copy that and hit OK. Now watch. If I by accident, if I change the time frame to 30 minutes, that resets ChartTrader and it loses the connection to that trade. It resets it. You need to be aware of that, because once you activate a chart with ChartTrader for the buy or the sell, do not change the time frame of that chart. If you want to do different time frame analysis for that currency pair, you need to open up a new chart, set up a chart with a template, and change the time frames. But the chart you're trading on, you have to leave it alone. Now let me show you how you go in and pick it up. All you do is you right click the chart, go to Expert Advisor, go to Properties. Now this was a buy, remember, And over here you can see all the different properties. Here's where you set up the lots. How many lots do you want to trade? And you can change a few of these parameters. And you go down here to the ticket buy, and basically I'm going to paste the order number here. Okay, that is matched from the terminal. Okay, now I'm going to hit it. See, it's 9763. I pasted that in there, and or you type it in manually. I'm going to hit OK. 9763. Hit OK twice. Now watch. When I open up the terminal, there it is, 9763. It's the same order number. And then what I do is I come up to where it says Move to Activate, click on the E to select this. See, the ticket's there, everything is already filled in, but to pick it up and ready to manage it again, I just click Move to Activate. There you go. Now, let's see, if I move this stop loss line, the next time price changes, it's at 35.35. When price changes, it'll modify the stop loss order. There it went, there it went. Great. Now let's go to the entry, and I move the entry line, and the next price tick, 35.35, it should change the entry price. And it did. See? So now it is hooked. We just reconfigured ChartTrader, the Expert Advisor, to pick up that existing trade. Now, one little thing you need to be aware of is it needs to be in thirds. You have to divide your lots by thirds, because the way this is set up is when price touches this as buy and price touches the take profit 1, it'll take off 1/3 of your lots, and then it moves the stop loss to break even plus 1 pip. And then when price touches this line, take profit 2, it processes another 1/3 of your lots. So it's 7, 14 lots, and then you have one more lot of 7 left running for that trade or that order, and then you manage that by simply following it with your stop loss. You can do that if you want. But this is how ChartTrader works. You apply the template, you position your lines, you click this to move to buy, you click this to move to sell. When you do, it parks a pending order at the entry line and the stop loss line. No take profit levels are set, they're hidden from the broker. It just, the Expert Advisor runs the process when it touches this price of that line. Now, the other key is don't change the time frame. We talked about that. The other key is you must leave your computer on, and you must leave MetaTrader running. It right now is thinking constantly, and every price tick it's checking. Did the price fill? Did it hit the take profit 1? Am I moving the stop loss? It's a little robot in the background doing the work. It's managing our trade. But we made the decision of what we're going to trade, how many lots, activated it, and set up this pending buy order. So an Expert Advisor can trade automatically for you as like a robot you might have heard of, or an Expert Advisor is used to facilitate or help you manage your trading. And that's what ChartTrader does for us. Okay? Again, the same concept is for a sell or a buy. You position your lines, you move this object, move to sell, and it'll park your trades for you. A couple of big keys to remember. Do not change the time frame once you've activated ChartTrader. Okay, number 2, you must leave your computer running and leave MetaTrader running for this to work. If your computer goes to sleep or powers off your laptop, that will not take the profit and move your stop losses for you. So you must make the changes of your system to make sure that ChartTrader keeps running. It's that simple. Trade right off your charts. Alright, let's talk about the property box. If you right click and go to Expert Advisor Properties, this box opens up. Now sometimes it won't open immediately. I've seen that, so just be patient. Try it 2 or 3 times. It should come up. Now, email alert. If you have this set to true and you have MetaTrader configured to send emails, it will do that. We'll look for a separate training on how to set up the email from MetaTrader to your cell phone or another email account. pop-up alert, that's just simply a dialog box that comes up in the MetaTrader world, like this dialog box, that tells you, hey, a pending order was filled, or take profit, and stop loss moved to break even. There's different messages that you'll see. Play the sounds. If you have that set to true, you'll hear sounds when an order is filled, you'll hear a sound when take profit is hit, you'll hear a sound when you're stopped out. This just helps you understand that the lots, you put 0.01 normally for micro, a mini is 0.1, and standard lots are 1.0, depending on your broker. Now, for right now here, I've got it divided by 3. I have 21 lots. This must be divisible by 3. So I do a 7, 7, and a 7 is fine. So as long as it's divisible by 3 or thirds, your lots will be fine. Otherwise, it'll make an error. ChartTrader will display an error if it can't take profit 1. Check to make sure your lots are divisible by 3. Now, display, that just means this dashboard is in the top right. 0 display corner is top left. It's up here on your chart window. 1 is the top right. 2 is the bottom right. And 3 is the bottom left corner. Then it asks allow hedging. Now, if it's set to true, it'll try to park a pending buy and a pending sell at the same time. Some brokers don't allow you to hedge. So if you set this to false, it'll actually monitor the lines and enter market orders when price touches the lines. It will not park a pending buy or a pending sell because the broker won't allow you to. It has that intelligence built into it. Okay. Now, there is a little dashboard. There's a brief dashboard in the top left you can turn on if you want. It defaults to false. Show magnified true. That means it's the normal dashboard you see off to the right with all the details for the lines. That's take profit 1, 2, and the entry and stop loss. That is the magnified dashboard right there. So that's set to true by default. Trade history on close. What this means is when you're closing out a trade, it'll actually run the C4 order history pips, and that's a script, and it'll actually display on your chart for you the pips or the profit or loss that trade generated. That's a nice feature. Now, normally these are 0. This ticket number is filled in because we added on the order number to ChartTrader. And again, if there's some weird issue that we may run across, we can change this debug to true, and it'll actually spit out error messages to a text file that we can hand over to our developers to troubleshoot what's actually going on if there is some kind of an issue with your system. So this is how you can go in and modify the parameters. And again, if you change the lot size or any of these features, that's great. You can set it up how you want, hit OK. Then, if you right-click the chart, go to Template, save a template, this is where you can take ChartTrader, maybe put your initials or something like this. Let's say I go BT for my initials. And then when you hit Save, it'll actually save that setup as a template. That's all it is. Okay, so there's a couple other little features that you can consider when working with ChartTrader. Okay, to follow up on some ChartTrader training, here's an example where last night at this point we set up our lines for ChartTrader. We set up a buy, we set up the take profit 1 and 2 lines. Our stop loss was down at this little line right here, and we just simply moved to buy. That parked a pending buy order there, and through the night this morning I came down, and here's what happened. Price came down and it bounced off the red, got us into a buy at 76.80. Went up, and when this candle touched this line, there's a little bit of slop there, and sometimes the broker's candles don't match the actual price, but there, when it got up there and it touched the line, it pulled back like the next pip hard. It bounced off of there and it processed my take profit. So I lost a few pips there, but you'll see it processed 9.9 pips, starts another order, or takes profit from that order. And then that's why you see these 2 resets here. Not all brokers handle trades this way, but when this broker takes a third off, it resets another order. That's why. And then price came down to the break even and took the 2 remaining lots off at 0.7 and 0.7. So you'll see the line for the stop loss moved from here, it snapped up to break even +1, and it doesn't move the lines, they just kind of keep sliding to stick with the price. So the next morning you wake up and you will see that the chart trader expert advisor has been reset, it's ready to trade again, and it ran this little script called the C4 order history pip, so it displays your trade results for you. Here's one other trade that we set up. Again, at this point in time, let me back out a little bit. So at this point in time, these are end of day trades, and this is an approach that we consider. At the end of the day, before Asia opens, we look for red grids, red thermal grids, and at this point right here, I highlighted it, 40-50 pips away from the open of Asia, we parked to buy, and there's our lines. Price came down, touched us in, and bounced and went right up. Here's our take profit 1 and 2 lines, pulled off 15 pips, and then came back and touched us out at break even. Let me zoom in a little bit. And there it is. So we positioned our lines just like this, and again the stop loss line was down here, out of the way. Price bounces, comes up, touches the take profit, and then once it's processed, it moves the stop loss line to break even. So you'll see 73.33, and the stop loss is 73.34. See that? Right there. And then it resets, and it's ready for me to position my lines and reactivate it. So that's just one example. Now, there's one other trade that we set up that didn't hit yet, so here's where you can see that, and here's what that looks like. Again, price is here. At this moment in time, we put a chart trader order together right here. Price is 40-50 pips above. Here's where we parked our buy line. We set our take profit 1 and 2 lines. We have our stop loss. Then we go to the dashboard. We said, move to buy. We moved it. It created pending buy orders, and it's parked there and it's waiting. And that's how Chart Trader works. So you saw the setups, how do we position the lines, activate it, and then now you've seen where price interacts and it hits the take profit and moves the stop loss. When it closes out the trade, it shows you your order history pips, resets the Chart Trader, and you're ready to trade again. All you got to do is reposition your lines, move to buy or move to sell. That's all it is. So that's how Chart Trader works. That's a quick intro overview for you to get your hands around, what are the basics? How do I do this? And we'll get into some more advanced trading as we continue. But this is how you set up your trades. It's that simple.